your life that make your life difficult. Now, we've all encountered people that are hard to live with. How do you treat the jerks in your life? Now, do you know that a group of thoroughbred horses, when they face an enemy, will stand in a circle facing each other with their hind legs kicking out at the foe? On the other hand, donkeys do just the opposite. When their enemy attacks them, they face outward towards the enemy and kick at one another. Now, I'll just go ahead and say it. What do you do when someone chooses to be a donkey, a jackass? What do you do when they're kicking in toward you instead of out toward the enemy? As we enter into the Easter season, and we have the crucifixion, the death, the burial, and the resurrection of Christ heavy on our minds, it should be a reminder to all of us that we have been called to live the crucified life as well. The Bible talks more about my responsibility to others than their responsibilities to me. Now, please let that truth set in. I wonder how many times that I have viewed a problem from the wrong end. How many times have I started with the other person when I should have begun with myself? Instead of saying, Gail, my wife, you need to change. Maybe, just maybe, I might need to change. Amen. Amen. It's about time you said amen. Now, instead of worrying so much about somebody else, how they treat me, maybe I should be more concerned about how I am treating others. Now, let me see if I can explain it better. Jesus told us to love your neighbor as yourself. He does not say, tell your neighbor to love you. Right? I'm not accountable to God for my neighbors and how they treat me, but I am accountable to God how I treat my neighbors. Now, if we take this perspective, the question becomes, how am I behaving toward other people? Rather than always asking, how are others treating me? Now, this changes our thinking. It can revolutionize our relationships, our emotional well-being, even our spiritual walk. And this thought is just not for our homes, but also where we work, out in the public, and everywhere we go, even in the church house. How easy am I to work with? Think about that while I'm volunteering to do something for God and His kingdom. God doesn't want us to be unpleasant people to deal with and to live with. We are, think about this church, we are His representatives, His ambassadors, everywhere we go on this planet. And we need to practice helping on making sure that we're not as mean as a junkyard dog while we're claiming to be children of the Most High God. Now, Christ gives us a pop quiz to see how crucified we really are on the Sermon on the Mount when we encounter the jerks of life and when your enemies persecute you. Jesus said in Matthew chapter 5, verse 43 through 48, He said, you've heard it said, love your neighbor and hate your enemy. But I tell you, love your enemies and pray for those that persecute you, that you may be sons of your Father in heaven. He causes the sun to rise on the evil and the good, and He sends rain on the righteous and the unrighteous. If you love those who love you, what reward will you get? Think about that. Are not even the tax collectors, who are the lowest people in society, are not they even doing that? If you only greet your brothers, what are you doing more than others? Do not even pagans do that. Be perfect or be mature, therefore as your heavenly Father is perfect. Now, let's get real, church. It probably isn't hard for you to think of some difficult person in your own life. Think about that. A constant thorn in your side. Wives, do not look at your husbands. Amen? Now, in our broken, sin-filled world, They're everywhere you go. You can encounter them everywhere, every day. The coworker who's willing to do anything to get ahead, including taking credit for your ideas. Or the in-laws who's always peeping over your shoulders, critiquing your parenting skills, and offering suggestions of how you can be a better parent. Now that child, that little crumb snatcher, who knows exactly how to push your buttons and to leave you exasperated and frustrated. The person in ministry who's constantly complaining about your leadership skills, who think they have a better idea and communicates them with a sharp and biting tongue. Or that passive-aggressive friend, better known as Jekyll and Hyde, who's kind one moment and then gives you the cold shoulder the next. The list can go on and on when we are dealing with the people of this world. We've all had to deal with difficult people at some time or another. And maybe we've been the difficult person at some time to somebody else. So let me say it again. Difficult people and situations can be found everywhere we go. Even the saved and the sanctified, and those who speak in tongues. At times, they can speak with another tongue that can turn the air blue. Can be a challenge to deal with. As a pastor, I've had my fair share of those kind of people. I could write a book on the difficult, crazy whack jobs, better known as Christians, and even some who were preachers, evangelists, and other pastors. Now, I confess, even as a pastor, I've been a pain to deal with over the last 25 years. Don't say amen on that. I know that confession is good for the soul, but it's lousy for the reputation. But let's be honest. Somebody in our lives has rubbed us the wrong way a time or two, and we have rubbed other people the wrong way ourselves more than a time or two. Anybody want to testify? Now, how can we deal with difficult people? Can have dozens of answers. Some are good and some are not so good. Some are spiritual and some of them are just downright carnal, contrary to what the Word of God says. I mean, haven't there been times when you wanted to lay your Pentecostal hands on somebody's head before they knew what just happened? Lay it on their head and strike out in flesh and then let them have it and then repent later. Now, never have the words of Jesus in Matthew 5 been more needed than in the day that we're living in right now. Can I get a witness on that? We need to often heed and read those words because it's easy to react at the very opposite of the way He has commanded us as disciples of Christ. We always have a choice. Did you hear that? We always have a choice. We can do things our way or we can do it the Jesus way. It's always a choice. Even the best of Christians are going to have some enemies to mess up their days. Can I get a witness on that? Jesus said this, beware when all men speak good or well of you. Paul said in Galatians 5:11 that the gospel is going to offend some people. But not all of our enemies are because of the gospel or because of our Christianity. Some people, believe it or not, are just mean and nasty and hateful, and some of them are even sitting in the church house. Not in this church house, of course. Some people, get this, just don't like you. I know that's hard for you to fathom. There are some people that just don't like you. But even Paul said this. He said, if it is possible. I like that because he puts that little word if in there. Because Paul offended many a person